This is a simple email address. How can we say this email? All emails have this symbol. It is called the @ symbol. When this appears in an email, we just say @. The other symbol here is called a dot. We don't say point, or period, or decimal, or full stop. No, we just say dot. So, to say this simple email address, we say info@example.com. info@example.com. There are two main parts of an email: the username and the domain name. They are separated by the @ symbol. Let's look at the domain name first. The domain name is the website address of a company or organization. It ends in a dot plus something called a top-level domain. In this case, the top-level domain is a .com. This is the most frequent top-level domain name that is used all around the world. It is also one of the original top-level domains. These are 5 of the original top-level domains. The first one is .com. It was originally used for commercial websites. .org was originally used for the websites of organizations. .edu. The individual letters are normally said instead of saying edu. So, .edu. .edu was originally used for the websites of educational institutions, such as schools and universities. .gov refers to a government website. .net used to refer to networks, those organizations involved in network technologies such as internet providers. Let's read through the same mail address but with different top-level domains. info@example.com. info@example.org. info@example.edu. info@example.gov. info@example.net. Now, there is another type of ending. For example, .nz. This is a country top-level domain. Each country has its own top-level domain. In this case, .nz is for New Zealand. Many websites and email addresses in New Zealand end in .nz. With country top-level domains, you need to say each letter individually. Here are some examples of country top-level domains. Do you know which countries these belong to? .br belongs to Brazil. .es belongs to Spain. It is ES because the name for Spain in Spanish is España, which starts with ES. That is why sometimes the two letters may seem different to the country's name in English. .in belongs to India. .mx belongs to Mexico. And, as we have already seen, .nz belongs to New Zealand. Let's read each email address with a different country top-level domain. info@example.br, info@example.es, info@example.in, info@example.mx, info@example.nz. Notice how we said each letter individually. Sometimes the domain name has an extra dot, as in this example. How do we say this email address? info@example.co.uk. The UK part at the end refers to the United Kingdom. Remember, there are two main parts of an email address: the username and the domain name. Now we will look in more detail at how to say the username of an email. The username is a unique name associated with that domain. Sometimes it contains someone's name, like in this example. You can see the username has a first name, John, and a surname, Smith. This is quite common. In this case, the username also has a dot between the two names. Sometimes there is no dot. Let's say this email: john.smith@example.com. Sometimes you have to spell the name or username because it may be difficult to understand. You can easily say each letter individually. For example, john.smith@example.com. Sometimes in a username, you may see this. That line at the bottom between the first name and the surname is called an underscore. How can we say this email address? john_smith@example.com. Sometimes in a username, you may see this. That line in the middle between the first name and the surname is called a hyphen or a dash. Both ways of saying it are correct. How can we say this email address? john-smith@example.com or john-smith@example.com. Now, a username is not always a name or surname. It could be anything, and can contain a combination of letters and numbers and the other things we have already seen. Look at this example. This email contains a dot, an underscore, and a hyphen or dash in the username. How would we say this email? We would say pro.gamer_boy-89@gmail.com. Notice the pronunciation of G in Gmail. Gmail. With this information, you can now pronounce any email in English. I hope you found this lesson about how to say an email in English useful. If you did, click like and subscribe to our channel so you know when we create new lessons to help you improve your English. Have an awesome day.